Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Saturday, March 19, 2016, around 6:44 in the evening, Belleville, Massachusetts. The sun is going down. It was a chilly day, about 43, 44 degrees. Tomorrow, sun to start off with, and then clouding over. Sunday night, could be snowing around here, and depends what weather forecast you hear, anywhere from an inch to as much as 6 inches in the Merrimack Valley area. All depends on the track. They've been saying the models are flip-flopping back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They're probably not going to know what's going to happen into tomorrow. So stay tuned on that. Why can't they put like snow photos on the television from a dusting to a foot? I don't know why they wouldn't want to do that for, but they should do that, in my humble opinion. It's March Madness, so been watching some of the games, so that's why a little bit late on the video blog. Plus, there was some computer issues today. And some news to report. The Boston Red Sox beat the St. Louis Cardinals in a rain-shortened 5-inning game by a score of 3-1 in spring training action. And that's about it on news. My second video blog subject of the day is about why Boston College is in a slump for football and men's basketball. Boston College is located in Newton, Massachusetts, and they're a Division I athletic program. They play in the Atlantic Coast Conference, known as the ACC. They've been a member of that since 2005. And the past few years, Boston College has struggled in football and men's basketball, the two biggest revenue sports for college athletics. This past year, Boston College did not win one single game in ACC play. They're the first school in ACC history to have no wins in both football and men's basketball since World War II, and it was an awful year at the Heights. And it could be a very long time before the Boston College football program and the Boston College men's basketball program are respectable. Boston College at one time was a member of the Big East Conference in both football and basketball, men's basketball. But in 2005, BC split off from the Big East to join the ACC in football and men's basketball and other sports because they were getting more and more money and stuff. The Boston College had a rivalry when they were in the Big East for basketball with Connecticut and Providence, but they split off from them because Connecticut did not have a football program into the early 2000s, and Providence had no football program. They just had a basketball program. And even though Boston College is a Catholic school, they just split off from the Big East because they knew somewhere down the road that the non-football programs in the Big East would eventually split off from the other Big East schools that played football, which happened in 2013. Those schools still carried the Big East name just in basketball. And also a struggle for Boston College to get decent athletes to come there for the football program, and the men's basketball program is that Boston College is really focused on athletics. They're focused on academics a lot. Plus, they're like a Catholic school, and they don't offer physical education as a major. A lot of these sports stars, sports athletes, major in physical education. So Boston College does not get the top of the line, big time football players or basketball players. Boston College had some success in football with Flutie in the 80s and also with Matt Ryan in 2000s. I remember in 2007 that they were one time ranked number 2 in the national polling for the BCS when they had that. And the men's basketball team has had some decent success. They had a run to the Elite 8 in 1994. That's when they had Bill Curley. When Al Skinner was coach of the BC College men's Eagles team, he coached them for about 13 years. They were kind of a perennial in the NCAA men's basketball tournament, but ever since he got fired, the basketball program hasn't returned to the NCAA since, and they're on another coach. And they were going to try to get the coach from Harvard men's basketball team, but he rejected the contract. That tells you something if a guy who coaches Ivy League men's college basketball and he's being recruited by a big time Division I basketball program of being rejected, that tells you that BC has serious problems. Also, another thing I think BC has about the struggles in the ACC, I really think they don't really have rivalries in the ACC. In my humble opinion, the closest school for them is to the ACC is Syracuse, and Boston College does not really draw good for the basketball unless if it's Duke or North Carolina, and football they might draw if it's like Florida State or Notre Dame, but they don't get the attendance there. And I really think it was, maybe in my humble opinion, a very big mistake for Boston College to leave the Big East for the ACC, but Father Leahy saw millions and millions of dollars for school. Father Leahy's the president of BC. He saw dollar signs for BC athletics, and he just took the money, in my humble opinion. I think BC just went to the ACC for a money grab, and they thought they would get big-time recruits to come to BC for football and basketball, but that has not been the case. And I really think if they continue to go downhill, BC, in both men's basketball and football, they're eventually going to be a very big punching line for all of college sports. And I wonder if BC really wants to stay in the ACC. And just my humble opinion, they should have stayed in the Big East in 2003, 2004, and stuck it out. But they just BC just had a funny feeling that eventually the Big East was going to go downhill. If they stayed in the Big East, they probably could have been maybe playing in a BCS bowl game, because back in late 2000s, when the BCS was around, Big East got one of the automatic bids for a bowl game, this college football regular season championship, but it never came to be. And where would BC go if they left the ACC? Probably to the All-American Athletic Conference, so they could maybe develop a rivalry back with Connecticut. And that might be the only hope for BC to be respectable if they somehow go out of the ACC and go to the American Athletic Conference. But I don't see them ever leaving the ACC because it's just too much money involved, and it's going to be, my humble opinion, a very, very long time before BC is ever respectable in both men's college basketball and college football. That's my humble opinion. I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night in a little while. It's going to be about the late, great Turner sports announcer, Pete Van Willen. Keep calm, everybody. And I'm a Julie Brennan guy. Molly Rosenblatt of WCCO. Roxanne has nice legs. Elizabeth Hart is so stunning. She's the best. And Bob Gibbs of ABC 11 has that sweet southern accent. And of course she's got nice legs. And Amy Swansea rocks. Julie Gower of Fox 25's the best. And Julie Donaldson of Comcast Sportsman Atlantic's my TV Sports Flash. And in the words of B. Patel last week, no bus. Don't forget Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus. Questions, comments, concerns, shout outs, plugs, send it to me. And only 3 more days to the next Ask Rich video blog. So please send in those questions. I need them fast. See you in a little bit. Bye.